Why should residents vote for you?
I think several reasons is one that I think I am a leader on council. I think that Springbank itself has not had a two-term councillor. So I've got a kitten that wants to get into my screen here. We haven't had a two-term council since Brenda Good in 2007. And we get a reset every time. And ultimately because the priorities shift or the ideas shift about what's important. And that ultimately, I don't think has assisted Springbank in moving some of their much needed projects forward. So I think that's critical. And it doesn't really matter what your resume is. I had 30 years in business at a senior level. There's still a learning curve. There's a learning curve for how Rocky View does things. There's a learning curve to how you interact on council. So I think those are important. So I've got many more irons in the fire. And as it relates to supporting recreation in the region. And some of those have been in camera, so I cannot discuss those, but they're important again for that continuation because there is zero guarantee that that will carry on. And I will say that, that again, Brenda Good made a motion to turn 4 acres of land over to the community center to build a hall. But immediately upon, the next counselor, that got lost, and it got lost for the next counselor, and it got lost for the next counselor. And ultimately then there was, a big debate about whether that was in fact even the intent of that motion, which it most certainly was. And so when you change counselors all the time, you lose a layer, and again, the priorities shift, and I think Springbank deserves someone that's focused on them, and we've got lots of opportunities to work on government, but you need a counselor focused on the community, and that's what I've been.
Okay, thank you very much, Kim. Appreciate your time today.
Why should residents vote for you?
Well, I've got a fair amount of experience. As I indicated, I got 40 years of experience in the municipal government. I've worked for the City of Edmonton for 25 years. I've worked for the town of Canmore for 15 years, the last 5 as the Chief Administrative Officer. So I've got a fair amount of experience as far as working with administration as well as working with council. And the other thing too is I do have a fair amount of experience as far as how to balance budgets. So my financial background on a municipal level is very sound. I've got a fair amount of work that I've put in as far as developing what a customer service level is and ensuring that that service level is provided consistently to all customers and not just one body versus the others. So for example, the developers getting more attention than the residents themselves. I've put into place in other municipalities as far as that consistency at service level. And certainly one of the things that I want to bring forward is that transparency is how decisions are made. It's very unresponsible for councils to basically go behind closed doors and make decisions without the clear input of the residents and knowledge of the residents. So I would be sure that any type of documents that are coming forward, residents or stakeholders would have that ability to see those documents and provide input prior to council having made those decisions. What else I may offer? I mentioned the financial aspects, so I mentioned the service levels, and also I do have a good rapport as far as working with previous councils, so I think I should be able to develop that same rapport with this council.
All right, thank you. Appreciate your time, Don.
Okay, Deepak.